Hey there, welcome to the D-Pad Discourse, where we strain our brains to try to sound intelligent while talking about console gaming news, what we liked, and wasn't so great. Tonight I'll be joined by Dagger and Heroics, and we're going to discuss the Titanfall launch and our experiences with the game so far. First up, our current favorite news stories. What's sounding good to you right now, Heroics?
Alright, recently what's been going on in the news is that, just today, Microsoft revealed that the Xbox One is due to have one or more Japanese exclusive titles released with the Xbox One in its release to Japan, which I think is really cool, and I hope that means it's not exclusive to Japan.
That's what I was thinking.
I know, I love Japanese games. I hope it's a really awesome JRPG. Because I just love anything from that country. Also, I thought this was really cool. This is really awesome. Microsoft has been working with VR technology for apparently quite a while. This is what Phil Spencer said at the GDC, which means that they've been working with Oculus Rift type technology. I think that would be awesome. If I could play Titanfall with an Oculus Rift type thing on, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think it scares me with that is what the price tag's going to be. But it does sound really cool.
Oh, it's probably going to be ridiculous. That's like, I think Sony has one that's like, right now, that's just specifically designed for watching movies, and it's like $1,000.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be a fanboy. I do like the Sony. I wish I could play Infamous, but I just think it's ridiculous that they're doing this stuff with the camera thing or whatever. After like who needs a camera, right? Who needs a Kinect? Who needs the camera thing? And then it's like,
I don't know. I'm just very excited about VR technology. I wish I could get my hands on an Oculus Rift so bad.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think I would. I mean, even if they were like, hey, you already bought an Xbox One, you can get this virtual reality thing for $50. I'd be like, no thanks, because I'm good with what this is, and I like the TV stuff, but I don't think I'd be messing around with the virtual reality.
In all honesty, I kind of feel like it might just end up being a fad like 3D was.
I think if you tried it, you'd change your mind.
True, maybe.
And if not this virtual reality, then just where it could go.
Yeah,
you know?
True. That's what I'm excited about. It's like I'm excited for like just full 100% immersion. That's what I'm excited for. Not so much the Oculus Rift itself, it's what the Oculus Rift could like turn into. Because
if like Project Spark came up with a thing though, where I could create my own date night, I don't know. Maybe I'd think about it.
Well, could you imagine Minecraft with VR headset on?
Oh man, that would freak me out. They have a creeper behind you, and you turn around, and all of a sudden he's like blowing up. Yeah.
Not so much worried about a creeper as much as I am Hero Brian.
Well, I'm looking forward to that coming up for Xbox One, period, because I have never played Minecraft, so I think maybe this version will be the one I try.
What? You get to take Daggery's Minecraft virginity. Awesome.
I'll let you handle that.
Okay,
so,
get your pickaxe.
I don't know. Me personally, I know we were talking earlier about the leaked Assassin's Creed stuff. That's what I'm really excited about. It's going to be revolutionary France and I mean,
apparently a lot of heads are going to roll.
Did you think of that one all by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll look. I tell you, I love the gritty look of the streets and in the town. I guess it's Paris. Never been there and haven't seen a lot of pictures. So call me uncultured, whatever. But I love the way it looks. To me, it looks like it's gonna feel a bit more like, you know, the games that we were used to before Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, which, I mean, I love those, don't get me wrong, but I liked the Middle East setting and the Italy setting, and so I think that'll be really cool.
I was the odd kid out that loved the Native American Revolution setting.
I loved that one too, and I loved those weapons.
The Tomahawk is my favorite one from Assassin's Creed of all time.
Oh man, the best one was you guys ever seen Last of the Mohicans?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know the big, like, just wedge-looking thing that the father uses?
Oh, yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
Like, when I got that thing in that Assassin's Creed 3, it was on. This is fantastic.
For a second, I thought you were talking about the South Park episode, Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, man. But yeah, like the game actually, because there's been screenshots and all that, but it actually looks beautiful. And that what I thought was really cool was that the trailer, like the teaser trailer, was actual in-game footage.
Yeah, if you looked close, you could see some stuff that they haven't finished yet, like some of the roofs on the buildings and
Yeah,
like some of the like cobblestone. So yeah, that looks real promising. I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with that.
yeah. And my whole thing is, I'm excited that Unity is next gen only, so they're not having to hold anything back and then dumb it down some more, like the previous gen.
Yeah, I really like that idea too. Instead of trying to to run into the problems that Titanfall seems to be having with
Oh
getting
yeah.
something out on the 360.
Yeah, we need you to stand by just a little bit longer.
That's funny.
Oh, but another thing that I'm really excited about with being next gen only, you guys see where Batman Arkham Knight was announced?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That
That
Oh,
looks pretty incredible.
I pitched
like-
such a tent when I watched that trailer.
trailer was amazing. The whole time he was reading off Thomas Wayne's will, oh my gosh, that was awesome.
You know what the funniest thing is like reading some of the comments that people had about the trailer, and they're like, they're so stupid. When he was saying this one thing, like he was talking about don't spend it on outfits, they were showing the Batman suit, and it's like that's the whole point. It's called
Yeah,
irony, you
It
know?
was a
Like,
joke.
That's pretty funny.
You gotta
I
love
don't get it.
the maturity level of YouTube commenters.
I'm just gonna go with I hope that it was like, like an 11-year-old that doesn't understand what irony is yet.
Yeah, but one thing I'm so excited because it's gonna be next gen only. It's gonna be next gen only. That's so awesome because get to drive the Batmobile. It's gonna be Batmobile. It's gonna be 5 times bigger than Arkham City.
Arkham City was pretty big.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
Honestly,
This wasn't Arkham Origins, like Arkham Origins was like twice the size of Arkham City or something.
Arkham Origins was twice the size of I'm not gonna get it because I heard it was pretty bad.
It was pretty. It wasn't bad. It was just like, okay, like I can tell Rocksteady didn't do this. Like it's still a good game. It just did. I don't know. I
Didn't
was
live
kind of
up to the
Right.
previous one.
exactly. I was let down. Whatever. It was good. It was good, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm very very happy. And this is supposedly supposed to be Rocksteady's last Arkham game. They didn't say it was their last Batman game. It's their last Arkham game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that means or how that's gonna work out. But
Okay, so this is a little off topic, but I gotta say, out of all the superheroes, I love Batman. He's my favorite because he's a regular dude that just had some family problems and now he just goes around kicking butt, you know? Like
Yep.
he didn't come in like a comet capsule from a different planet and he didn't get bitten by, like a spider or a cockroach or something and
okay, you're stepping on my 2
Cockroach.
favorite superheroes there. Let's tread carefully.
don't get me wrong. When I was a little kid, okay, all right, I thought I was Superman, and I wouldn't respond to my mom for like a good 2 or 3 weeks unless she called me Superman. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Superman, and I like the Tobey Maguire SpiderMan movies. I think they're a lot of
Tobey
fun.
Maguire was terrible.
Oh, the new one's so much better.
Oh my
Really?
gosh, yes. Andrew
Yeah, the new one's
Garfield
awesome.
does such a good job.
I
That's
haven't
why
even given them a try.
I'm like salivating, waiting until the
Yep.
second one comes out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because before I saw it, I was like, I can't believe they're redoing Spider-Man already. But then I saw it, and I was like, okay. I
Yeah.
can see why.
Wait, is Emma Stone Mary Jane?
No, she's Gwen Stacy, and
Yeah.
the girl that they cast for Mary Jane is a serious downgrade from Emma Stone. She was the star of Secret Life of the American Teenager. If we're putting this into a YouTube form, I will slap a picture of the girl face on there, and I'll do a comparison. I'll even put side by side so you guys can judge. But
Hey,
yeah,
did you hear that? Somebody just volunteered to get the video together for this.
yeah, dude. If I get to play with photos of Emma Stone, I'm all for it. But yeah, serious downgrade. But like the what's awesome, and a lot of people think it's stupid, but it's not. Rhino is gonna be in a mech. Like he's gonna be like a full-on mech Rhino. I'm excited.
Which is after one of the comic book series. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's
now,
like, but
fits in somewhere.
The Amazing Spider-Man, it makes me kind of mad because this whole Amazing Spider-Man line that they're doing is following very closely to the Ultimate Spider-Man line, and I don't know how I feel about that. They should have just called it Ultimate Spider-Man, but I guess it doesn't sound as good. So,
well, you know what was amazing?
What's that?
The Titanfall launch, and
yes.
I want us to get to that. But first, let's take a little break. We got a little something for you, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and do the FPS tips and tricks of the week. This week I'm going to go ahead and do it over Call of Duty Ghosts, and I just want to talk to you guys about what kind of class I've been using for Run and Gun Loud. If you don't know what Run and Gun Loud means, it means that you're going to be moving constantly around the map, always shooting, and your presence is always going to be known. That means you're going to have some quick reflexes, and you're always going to have to be on the balls of your feet while you're playing. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what kind of gun I've been using. I've been using the MTAR-X. It's a great gun. It has excellent range, excellent damage. Got a decent clip size, but we're going to increase it here in just a second. For my first attachment, I'm using a muzzle brake. I'm going to go ahead. It adds a ton of range and a ton of damage to it on top of the already excellent range that it already has. The second attachment that I'm using is Extended Mag. Extended Mag is going to give you more opportunity to take out more enemies when you encounter them, and not have to worry about reloading. We're going to go right into secondary. Scrap your pistol. We're not going to use a pistol for this class. Just get rid of it. We're going to be focused very heavily on your perks for Run and Gun Loud. We're going to go ahead and move to lethal. Use a Semtex. Semtex is going to give you a lot more options than just a regular grenade will. I know a lot of people like to cook the grenade, but that's just too slow, takes too long. We got to have something that is gone and out of the way quickly and can take out a few enemies really fast. Your tactical, you want to use concussion. The reason you're going to want to use concussion is because when you're throwing a concussion grenade, it'll give you an opportunity to catch up to whatever you're chasing. So let's say you've got a guy running to an objective, concussion grenade, he's slowed down for a few seconds that's precious to get into him before he can land and do any kind of damage to what your team is trying to do. Let's go ahead and move into perks. Perk 1, you're going to use Ready Up. You're going to be quicker after you're sprinting. You're going to be ready to take out enemies, which is very important for Run and Gun. 2, Sleight of Hand. Gotta reload faster. Everything in this class is about speed. 3, you're gonna use Marathon. Never stop moving. Always around the map. Everyone's gonna see you all the time. Go, go, go. 4, Strong Arm. Strong Arm is gonna give you the opportunity to stop enemies that are a little further away than you'd like them to be. And again, it's all about getting those few extra seconds to run and really catch up to them, taking them out before they can do any kind of damage. Now, this is what I've been liking. I've been really liking to use this with the concussion grenade, and that's Recon. Recon is a great one with concussion grenade because not only is it going to paint and highlight the enemies that you hit with your explosive damage, you're going to also be able to slow them down and give everyone else an idea of where they're at. 6, Resilience. You're going to have to use this because when you're running and gunning, you're going to be moving and you're going to be jumping off of some pretty high points. And then 7th, our 7th perk is Extra Tactical. That again, we're all about slowing the enemy down. So we're going to toss those concussion grenades out, we're going to get them painted, and we're going to slow them down before they can do anything. Now we're going to go on to the strike package. What's really special about this is that a lot of people think, oh, you're running gun and you're going to use assault. No, because if you're running and gunning, let's just be honest, it's going to be harder to build up a kill streak if you're doing that. I mean, if you're anything like me, it's going to be harder to build up a kill streak. So what you're going to use is support package. And you got to keep in mind that it's important to always see what you're chasing. You know, when you're running and gunning, you always have to see what you're chasing. So our number one kill streak for the support package is going to be the SATCOM, of course. I'm going to give you a nice little highlight of all your enemies on the minimap, and that's going to give you a vantage point to run toward. Next up, it's going to be about 10 points in, Night Owl. Night Owl is great because it deflects any explosions that are coming in, and let's face it, when you're running and gunning, you come across a lot of explosions because you're covering more ground than anybody else. You're going to be right there up in the thick of all the explosions. And then number 14 is the Oracle. Again, we're all about painting targets. We're all about seeing what we're chasing. It's very important because you're not having to rely on just pure reflex. And a lot of times when you're running and gunning, you can get blindsided. And Oracle really helps reduce that because you'll be able to paint and see enemies through walls and things like that. And it's really great. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching my FPS tips and tricks of the week. I hope you liked it. I hope it works out for you. If you like it, let me know. Go to the forums, message me. Tell me, what you would like to see better, what you want to see on the next one. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Good luck out there on the battlefield.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Titanfall launch and what's happened since launch with our gaming experiences. I personally think the launch it went off without a hitch. I mean, there were some people that weren't able to log in, but I guess it was probably like an Xbox Live problem, they said, and it wasn't anything to do with Titanfall. Maybe they were just overloaded on Live. I don't know, but what do y'all think? Do you think it went pretty well?
I think it went really well, and the main thing was it wasn't like people just couldn't play Titanfall. It was people couldn't play anything.
Yeah, they couldn't get it on Live. Yeah, and it's not. I wouldn't say without a hitch, but it definitely went off well. I mean, but I don't think there's ever been a launch of any multiplayer game big multiplayer game that went off without a hitch.
Call of Duty fires off every year without a hitch. Every year. That's what always baffles me is that oh yeah, servers are gonna have to be down. Nope. Boom.
I've never really played multiplayer in that, so I stand corrected.
Don't.
Yeah, we're talking about Titanfall, not Call of Duty.
Anyway, yeah.
Please step away from the Call of Duty. Yeah, so I don't know. Me personally, I was the second I was able to get the game installed, which didn't take a long time. I was able to get in and play a few rounds and get a couple levels, and I noticed that they added a lot better textures to a lot of things between the beta and the launch, and I don't know. I was really, really happy with how everything happened.
Yeah, I was too. I could not wait to get home and play it. I unfortunately had to go to Walmart and get mine because my GameStop wasn't having a midnight release. So because apparently people don't know enough people don't know what Titanfall is.
I'm old, so even though my GameStop had a midnight release, I didn't get it until on the way home from work the next day.
Oh man.
I didn't either. Don't feel bad. I mean, I was sitting outside of GameStop before they opened, but I just dropped my kid off at preschool and went to go pick it up, so they weren't open yet. It's not like I was making sure I was there when they opened the door.
Yeah, that first night was so much fun because there was believe it or not, there was a lot of people that didn't play the beta, I guess. So there was still a lot of people that didn't know what they were doing, and that was just easy XP.
Okay, well, so let's talk about game experiences real quick, but at first, I want us mere mortals, aka Dagry and Gazram, to talk, because we've seen your gameplay, Heroics, and quite frankly, because it's so good, I threw up my mouth a little bit. And so, what do you think? How were your experiences, or how have they been so far, Dagry?
I've been having a lot of fun, even on the rounds where I don't do well, where maybe I get killed 2-3 times as many as I kill other pilots. Yeah. I have fun every time, especially if I'm playing with friends. If I'm by myself, it can get kind of frustrating, but if I'm playing with like anybody and we do some team play together, it's a blast.
Yeah, I don't know if, maybe the whole group, everybody that we play with, is a little bit above average with playing, as a whole, because when I play by myself, man, sometimes I'm just like, why did I even buy this game? And then when I get together with our little group that we play with, and I mean, we don't always win, but we're at least not, being steamrolled. And
Because I'm taking care of you like babies, Mom, Gazra.
you know what?
Even when you're not around.
Yeah, even when you're not around, it's. I mean, I can definitely tell the difference when you are, but when you're not around, we still manage to do pretty well. And I don't know. I think my favorite what am I trying to say? Game mode is the hard point. I like that because I've always liked that style. I mean, the capturing an objective and raising, lowering flags, whatever. But I don't know. I've always had you people play Conquest with me in Battlefield. Even though I'm sure you're half the time like, God, will you please stop? But what's your favorite one, Dagry?
Probably that, and then Capture the Flag too. And I have to say, I started playing the Variety Pack recently, which I really like, mixing it up, every round or two. And that threw me in Last Titan Standing, which I never would have played on my own. And I am so much better at piloting my Titan after being forced to play that some.
Oh, that one night, what was it, last Friday night when we were playing? We did our game night, and we were doing Last Titan Standing, and we were really, really kicking some ass. I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
like before playing that, I wouldn't think I would have any interest in playing that, because most of the time, well, a little bit more now since I played that, I'll get in it, but before that, I wasn't even getting in my Titan. I'd drop it and then hit down 2 more times so the thing would just follow me around and kill stuff.
I don't know. How about you? Now we'll pull you in heroics now that those of us that may not have the same way of thinking as you have had a little bit of a say. What do you think about the game?
I love it. It's everything that I've ever wanted in just a multiplayer space. I mean, even without the Titans, the game would have been perfect. Just because of the movement. I don't know how to put this. It's like, I don't know, I always felt like Call of Duty was too slow, I guess, for like my playstyle. But now that Titanfall goes literally 90 to nothing, it's such a fast-paced game. It's always movement, always fast. It's perfect. I love it so much. It's like Respawn was like, you know what? That Ethan guy is awesome. Let's make a game for him.
Yeah, I'm sure that was on their whiteboard when they were trying to sit down and brainstorm.
Yeah.
I love the movement, the speed of the movement, how smooth the movement is, and simple stuff that you could never do in shooters, like jumping up and pulling yourself onto a roof of a building or something, instead of like just missing the jump and it's like hitting at your knees and you can't make it up there,
Right.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that was something that I enjoy Battlefield. I mean, we have a lot of good times when we play, but something about Call of Duty multiplayer, which, I mean, we know Respawn, the people that are running Respawn are the ones that are responsible for the style of Call of Duty and what most people love about it. But
they invented Call of Duty.
Yeah, the modern warfare stuff. They got started with that, right?
They actually started with like the original Call of Duty.
Oh wow! Oh.
Yeah, when I say they invented Call of Duty, they invented Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I've always thought that multiplayer in the Call of Duty games that I've played, it feels much more smooth and fluid than the Battlefield games that I've played, or at least on console. And I can definitely feel that in Titanfall. It's not. You would think being in this giant mech would feel clunky, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing I can put this. When Battlefield was mainly a PC game, like it was, the thing about games like Battlefield is that when they're originally designed for PC, they don't translate as smoothly over to a console. So there's a big difference between moving a mouse and moving your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why when you see how smooth Call of Duty is, it's because it was built from the ground up for console. whereas Battlefield was built for PC and then ported over to console.
Well, for Battlefield 4, but not Battlefield 3. That's what they told the community that they were going to do, Battlefield 2 was, a PC-only title, and we're going to make it for you, the PC gamers, because I'm a PC gamer too, but, we're going to make it for you, PC gamers, but, we'll port it to consoles. Well, they didn't tell the community, but halfway through, EA said, no, we're going to make this for consoles, and then port it to PC. And I still, maybe they missed the mark when they tried to do that. But, I don't know, Battlefield 4, I think, was designed for PC, and then they ported it to console. But,
yeah,
I don't know. Sorry, that's a sore subject with me.
Yeah, so, Battlefield's a whole nother topic that we could get into, because I love that game, but man, it does have a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
I have to say. I still like playing it, though. I still have fun with it. It's a different kind of game to me.
Yeah.
Than like Titanfall or Call of Duty, but
So I'll have to hold my rage session for another podcast night. But yes,
yeah,
it is very smooth, and the movement of the Titans, and it's you can tell that you're in this giant mech, but it's not like, I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't think the thing would move like Godzilla, but still, it's surprisingly fast, and how well thought out the whole mini game of playing a Titan within this shooter. It's just, I think it's phenomenal.
I just love how layered the game is.
Yeah.
It's like okay, at any given time, there's always a matchup of Titan versus Titan, pilot versus pilot, or pilot versus Titan, and it's like, it's just so deep. It's just, you go from, okay, I'm hunting that pilot over there, to, oh crap, there's a couple Titans behind me, to, okay, I'm gonna call in my Titan, and now I'm fighting off those two Titans, and now I'm gonna have to try and kill that pilot up there because he's locked onto me. It's just the entire time. It's evolving. It's always changing, and it's beautiful, wonderful design, and it brought a tear to my eye.
I was just looking at my stats. It'll make me sick to know what Ethan's are, but I am lifetime average first player is 0.6, so I'm probably a little below average. Although I do like to play things like domination, and I'll sacrifice myself to defend a point or to take a point. And
Speaking of
I seem to
defending
be.
points, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As I say, I do seem to be getting better, because last 10 games my average is 1.1.
That's good.
Yeah. So speaking of defending points, what do you think of this recent patch where they nerfed the score that you get for defending?
I think it's awesome because they put a clear stamp on, hey, we don't want you camping, we want you constantly moving, we want you always moving around the map.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I liked the defending and stuff, but there were rounds where it'd be like ridiculous. I'd hold down one point by myself, like the point closest or something, and I would get a ton of defending points, even though hardly anybody came over to contest it.
Yeah, and there, like, you had games where 70% of the game, like, you had that one guy hanging on a wall, float over a point and just waiting for people to come in, and he'd nail you with a satchel charge or a shotgun.
Yep.
He literally, like, they took, like, literally it's just that one guy that takes advantage of every cheap thing in the game and just racks up points with it.
Well, that's a whole different argument. Because if it was really cheap, why would they put it in the game? It's a strategic thing when you use those.
Have you played Call of Duty lately?
I haven't played Ghosts at all. I don't even know.
Yeah, don't. It's like, there's a lot of things that, like, they wanted to completely cut the noob tube out of Call of Duty, but they can't because people get in uproars, because there are certain players that, I'm not trying to bash on anybody, but they're not, like, very good, and when they get a hold of things like satchel charges or a shotgun, they cling on to it, and they refuse to use anything else to, like, try and get better. Like, they turn it into tools that the players can use to kind of familiarize themselves with the game, but then they just use it as a crutch the entire time that they're playing.
I can see that point. I can, because, I don't know, I tend to think of what is the best situation to use this? It's like I've got these like 3 dudes in this one room up there. They keep shooting at me. I'll pull up the noob tube and launch a grenade up there, but not. I'm gonna run around just shooting people with a noob tube to try to improve my kill death.
Exactly, and that's how people use stuff like that. They don't think, oh well, I'll just use the noob tube until I'm a little better at aiming or something like that. They just like, oh man, I can get crazy. I can kill like 5 dudes with this one trigger pool, and that's how they think about it. It's not that I'm just using this until I'm using it the entire time. Like that's how they take it. Oh, and Degri, just so I have a 4.4 average lifetime and a 2.1 against players.
Yep, I was talking about mine with the players. I think it was around 4 for lifetime. Because if I'm playing attrition, I'll just go hunt anything.
Yeah.
Because it's points,
Yeah.
And when I was last time I looked, I was at like 0.8 or 0.9, something like that. It just over lifetime. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, mine was lower than I thought it was.
My lifetime, or my last 10 games average for lifetime is a 7.0.
I saw that video that you posted on our YouTube channel, the 25 and 3. That was.
Oh yeah.
What makes me sad is that I see parallels in how like I play the game and how you play, but it's like I'm just not quite there. It's like I see I do a lot of the same kinds of things that I saw you doing, but like my aim is just off a little bit, so that like we're both shooting at each other, but that person takes me down first instead of like you're the one that's taking the other dude down first. So I don't know if there's just subtle tweaks or what, but yeah,
it's all and I know people always say, oh well, what's the 10th of a second gonna do, or what's stuff like that. But
a 10th of a second is how you win a one-on-one battle.
Exactly, and that's I always try to get across to people is, if you're trying to win, I don't use a wireless controller. I have my controller plugged in with my play and charge kit, so it's just a wired controller. I don't use a wireless headset, stuff like that, because that 10th of a second can change everything. It's the difference between going home sad and winning a bunch of money. It makes a big difference.
I'll have to try the wired controller thing, but other than that, I think it's my problem is old age and slower reaction times than I used to have,
Maybe we've just killed a lot more brain cells than he has.
Yeah, and it's a lot of practice too. We gotta do that Halo training for you.
Yeah, I really want to. I don't. Man, we gotta set aside time. Some time aside to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
We can do it when the new Halo comes out, because my 360 is still broken.
Yeah, I wish we could get some more details on that. I know they're probably gonna announce it at E3, but it's like Microsoft's worst kept secret.
I don't know. Are there any things that you don't like so far about Titanfall?
Yes. Now that you bring that up,
Satchel charges.
Well, not just that, because in any multiplayer game, there's gonna be cheap weapons. It's when the developers, Respawn, if you're listening to this, force you to use those weapons before you can regen.
Which is what they call prestiging.
Yes, yeah, which makes me so mad, because I hit level 50 on that last gen. It's like, yeah, guess what? You gotta get 200 kills with this EVA shotgun, and now I'm on Gen 3, and I'm 49, about to be 50, and I'm still working my way through my satchel charge kills. It's like, come on, this is stupid. Like, why would you force me to play like this? I don't understand.
It's hard for me to really speak because I haven't even genned yet. But I like the idea in theory anyways, that it's kind of along the lines you were saying earlier, somebody using one weapon and not changing. Well, maybe somebody's using even 3 weapons and just going between those 3. It forces people to try those weapons, even if they think they may not like them. And once you get through that 200 kills, you don't have to ever use it again. But at least they make everybody try it and see if they do like it or see how it's good in certain situations.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like instead of like forcing it, I feel as though it should have been like a bonus, like
a challenge or something.
Yeah, like a challenge. or an achievement. I just because I use stuff that I feel like, okay, like this is my theory. I think I told you guys this a while back. I'm not sure, but the way I set up my classes is I make sure that there's nothing in my class that when the match is over, people cannot dispute how I kick their butt. Like, because I get so much hate mail and so much mail of people telling me that, oh, you're hacking or get a life and stuff like that. So I make sure that there's nothing in my class that no one can ever dispute again. So I use.
So you don't like to use a shotgun because people will be like, oh, it's because he's using a shotgun. And
Exactly. Like I don't like using the satchel charges because it's like, oh, well, you're using satchel charges, so you're only doing good because you use a satchel charge. Like I don't like I hate that because back when I first started playing Call of Duty 4, I think I had Martyrdom on or something like that. And people were like, you're only doing good because you had Martyrdom on. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take it off. And then I switched it, and then nobody had anything to dispute against.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, well, you just don't have a life. Okay, I'm in school, I have a job, I have a girlfriend. I don't understand where the whole no life thing is coming into play, but alright. I mean, it's just...
it's, these problems you just have to deal with when you're amazingly good.
No, it's my life. But
Gazem and I are over here like, if only we could have those problems.
I'd love to get some hate mail. Like, seriously?
So,
and
yeah,
not just saying you suck because you suck.
I get hate mail. It's like, you couldn't give us a little bit better of the game than that. What are you doing?
Well, it's just I always make sure that like when a new game comes out, like I set my class up where I'm like, okay, would I be able to use that in an MLG match? And then if I think, oh, well, I wouldn't, then I don't put it in my class and I don't use it. I don't ever touch it. So that's how I set things up.
Yeah, that's how I set stuff up too. I'm like, man, one of those MLG matches, what would I use? That's pretty awesome.
I set it up like, oh, I'm playing domination. I'm gonna put some satchel charges around this point that I'm defending. So if anybody kills me, I'll get them with my dead man switch.
I just had a theory. Earlier you said that it's like Respawn planned the game for you. So what I think happened was on the same whiteboard where they were like, we're gonna take every feature from a game that Heroics ever wanted and put it in the game. Then they were like, wait a minute, okay, we can't be Heroics fanboys, we gotta do something. So we're gonna make it so people have to use satchel charges to kill him like 600 times before they can gen. I think that's what happened. It was on the whiteboard. I bet if you could take a picture of it, it'd be there.
Well, it's just I feel like it's such a cop out when like I run into a room and I just blatantly just like steamroll this guy and then boom, like I just spontaneously combust because of his satchel charges.
God, I love doing that to people like you.
It's,
There was
just
a
like
game.
I was so much better than you, but because you had that laying on the floor, I died.
There was a game. I think it was called The War Z when it first came out. It's like Infestation Survivor Stories now or something.
Ew,
Like
yeah.
But, so when they were first talking about it coming out and it wasn't out yet, I was following it and there was talk about making it so when you died and your backpack fell, you could have it so it was booby trapped. So of course they promised a lot of things that never happened, but they said that there could be like a booby trap so it would kill someone if they tried to take your stuff. And people had that same argument that you did, but I like that idea. Like, if I were in a zombie apocalypse, then yes, I would want to make it so if someone killed me, it was going to kill them for them taking my stuff, because damn it, they shouldn't have killed me. So,
You know what? Screw the human race. I don't want anybody else to survive if I can't survive.
yes.
Oh man, I'm still waiting for DayZ to come to console.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, the developers already talked to Sony, and they've already announced that exciting things are coming to the Xbox One for DayZ. So yeah, it's coming to console. Like it sold 2 million copies in the first 2 weeks. There's no way that they wouldn't move it over.
That's pretty interesting. So we're going to have State of Decay, MMO probably, and DayZ.
Yeah, it's gonna be all zombified in the Xbox world.
Sweet.
You guys played Rust?
No, I want to though.
My cousin showed me Rust, so we like log into this, he has me sign in, whatever, log into the server. As soon as I log in, there's some guy beating me over the head with a rock.
Yeah.
Like before I could even move. I'm like, what? I died before I could even do anything.
And don't you
Yeah.
spawn in like
Great game.
Schwarzenegger in Terminator?
Yeah, pretty much. You spawn in like naked with a rock. So I don't know. Me and this guy happen to spawn in at the same point, but me a few seconds later. So crack.
Hey, you don't have any clothes on. I don't have any clothes on. We both got a rock, so what do you say?
Yeah.
Offends me.
So I was thinking too. I was like, why is he killing me? He's not getting anything for it. I don't have anything yet.
It doesn't matter. That's like in DayZ. Like you'll spawn in next to somebody and it's just like, all right, it's on. Like,
That's pretty. I mean, why not work together? Why don't you go take your rocks and like beat up a tree or something? So you,
you
can
would
build
think
something?
so. You would think so, Gaz, but it doesn't work that way. Every time you're like, hey man, you wanna like party up and like try to survive this thing? No, right hook. Like
No hope for the human race.
And see, that, my friend, is why I want to booby trap my backpack in a zombie apocalypse.
Exactly.
oh man.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight's episode. It was interesting conversation, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
I just want to mention one thing that I would definitely like to see more game modes. And Vince Zampella did promise more game modes, although he didn't say when, by tweet, like within the past week.
I would like to know when private matches are coming, so the Mog Nation can start up their game battles team.
That'd be
As long as I'm on your team.
Yeah, especially on Capture the Flag.
Hey, I love Capture the Flag.
Then again, you know, if you were on the other team and Capture the Flag, you wouldn't have to hear us yelling.
That's true.
But so yeah, we that'll do it for the Titanfall. Make sure you check us out on Twitter at MogConsoles, and we have a YouTube, which is MogConsoles, same thing. We'll try to keep it easy, and we have a Twitch channel that you can watch me suck at playing video games, or watch Heroic sometimes doing well, and hopefully we'll get some more programming out there real soon for you. But that's also MogConsoles, so go there and make sure you follow, subscribe, whatever, all of our stuff, because we would love to have more followers. Don't worry, it's not trying to get money. We're not monetizing. Just we want
You can
people to
catch
watch
us on Friday night on Mog Television, all streaming and whatnot. It'll be a hoot and a holler.
it. It would be a holler and hootin' nanny. So, alright, well, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show, and check us out next time when we talk about stuff. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
What we are predicting will be the biggest fails, and what will
biggest-
be the biggest surprises 2014.
That'll be a lot of fun. Alright, thanks
Yeah.
a lot. Check us out next time.
Night all.